Alright guys, in this video we're going to focus on trap. Before we get to that though, I want to just mention this morning I made a quick little video about gap lettering and defensive line technique. If this is unfamiliar to you, you need to get in there and memorize this, okay? This is football 101 basic stuff. As you see, we're going to have to start talking about where people are aligned, where we want the ball to go. This stuff you need to know. So please memorize this if you don't know this already. All right, let's look at trap now. We're running 24 trap right. All right, we might just call it 24 trap. All right, and this is versus an odd front. So center, you will immediately recognize odd, odd, odd because you have a nose in a zero tech. All right, if there's ever a nose in the zero tech, it's odd. All right, and then you're going to see there's two ends over the tackles. All right, let's look at where's the ball going on this play. All right, the key block is the backside guard. You are the trapper. All right, so you're coming down here. You're gonna trap out this 5 in versus the odd. The running back is coming right behind you up through the B gap. All right, so you're gonna push this kid out, and the running back is coming right through this hole. All right, it's a B gap inside run. All right, so Coach Griff is he's made a couple videos, and he's gonna break down what each lineman is going to do on the play. So you'll see in his video he's gonna start with the left tackle, and we'll pick up there.
All right, so Swain is going to walk you guys through, or he probably already has walked you through 24 and 26 trap. I'm going to quickly demonstrate some of the steps against two different fronts. So we're going to go over 24 trap against an odd front, such as 3 head up. You're going to have a 5, a 0, and a 5. If I'm the left tackle, we're running 24 trap. That means the ball is going to be coming through the center. So imagine I'm the center right now. On my right side, I have my right guard. If we're running 24 trap, the ball's going to be coming pretty much behind the center's right shoulder, between the center and the right guard, and in the area of where the left guard is going to be kind of trapping. So in that A-B area, that A-gap, B-gap area. So real quick, if I'm now the left tackle, this is my end, okay? I have a 5 tech on my outside. We're going to be running 24 trap on the left tackle. My job is pretty much to just scoop up and get the next immediate threat. You don't need to touch the 5 because the play is going to be completely away from him. If this play is run correctly, this 5 technique shouldn't be doing anything. He shouldn't really be getting the ball. He shouldn't be tackling anyone. So you're in your stance in order.
All right, I just want to pause Coach right there real quick. What Coach is saying is if you are the left tackle, right, you have a scoop path. Your scoop path is taking you through the B gap, right? This end in a 4, or if he's maybe in a 5, if he's a little bit outside, he's not going to make the play, right? All you need to do is scoop through that B, and if he comes down, then great, you pick him up. But if he wants to come over here and go outside, don't touch him, right? The ball is going over here. He's just taking himself out of the play at that point.
Gain ground. As a left tackle, your first step is going to be with your right foot up the field. Notice how I'm not standing up. As Coach and I have been talking about for years now, you need to dip and rip up. So when you start moving up, you are not letting this end touch you. If I am a good defensive end or a halfway talented, as soon as this tackle goes, first thing I'm going to do is put my hands on him. I'm going to want to interrupt his flow in order to stop that from messing you up, left tackles or right tackles on the back side of 26. Again, you need to take a strong right step. Notice how I'm gaining ground, but I'm also moving vertically. I'm moving horizontally and vertically at the same time. Keep your left shoulder down and work your way up. The lower you are, the harder it is for that guy to push you off your path and fuck you up. The left guard, you are the trapper. So, imagine this is now the center. If the ladder is the center, I'm the left guard. When you take your step, you need to make sure to go through the heels of the center. It's a little hard to see in the video. Try your best to zoom in if you can.
All right, so just so you see this on the diagram here, Coach is his ladder in that video is his center, right? Guard, you are taking that nice trap step and then going straight. You are replacing him. You're going through him. That is going to carry you to the block, right? We're not coming into the backfield. If you come into the backfield, you're gonna run into the quarterback. It's straight through the heels of the center, like Coach is saying.
The back legs of the ladder. The reason I'm going to the back legs of the ladder is because once the play moves, the center is going to move, and I'm going to replace where the center was. So if I can give you another angle, if this is the center, right, on the left guard, I'm back, I'm in my position, ball is snapped, you step through him, notice how you go right down the ladder. You're going at that angle so you can knock the end off his butt and he won't see you coming. So again, and this works for right guards in 926 trap. So we're running 924 on the left guard. I need to pull through the center's butt. So you're gonna get ready, go right through, gain your ground, go right through, and you're gonna hit the end. You won't even see you coming. If I'm the center, now in the center, I have my zero technique in front of me. Because you have a threat in front of you, centers, as you snap the ball, you're going to step with your left foot and you're going to engage in this man. You want to blow him off the ball. If we can't get him out of the way, the left guard can't pull and get the end, the play doesn't work. So center, you need to get your man, and you're not going to be doing it alone. Right guards. Now I'm the right guard. You have your center here in the middle, you have your zero technique. Because we want to clear this space out, we want to give the ball runner room to run. You're going to attack your first immediate threat. Because it's an odd front on your inside, you have a zero. He's kind of in your area. So when the ball is snapped, you're going to step left with your left foot. You're going to do that horizontal and vertical step right. You're going to gain ground. You're going to push into the zero technique with the center. And you're going to combo up. You're going to combo up as far as you can to try and interrupt any linebackers that you see. In reality, you're going to be getting the middle linebacker in the play, all right, because he'll be coming down. So you two will be comboing the zero technique and working your way up. And then our right. I have a 5
Okay, so what Coach just mentioned there, super important, right? The nose must be driven out of the hole, right? If he gets penetration, he's going to disrupt the trapper, right? The trapper won't be able to pull through the heels of the center, and the whole play won't work, right? You have to push the nose out. That's why we're putting 2 people on him. So it's a traditional combo block. Coach had that good position there. You're going to get hip to hip, right? And if you guys remember in the past, sometimes we stick a bag in between you, and you got to hold it, squeeze it together with your 2 outside or inside legs, right? And you're driving him out, and then if a backside backer comes over and presents himself, somebody would break off. That's something we'll drill when we're together in combo drill. All right, so now let's go to right tackle.
technique here. Because it's 924 trap. This 5 technique, we want to trap. So right tackle, you do not touch him. What you're going to do, you're in your stance. The ball is snapped. Step inside, dip and rip, and work your way up to a linebacker. You're going to be getting the linebacker on your side because he's going to be coming down to interrupt the play. You're also going to have the tight end on your side to help you. But make sure, linebackers and right tackles, excuse me, and Coach Swain is going to go over all the step technicalities in his draw-ups. So make sure you're paying attention and listen to him. But just stepwise, you really have to take a good inside step. You got to dip real low and you got to work your way up because this guy's going to do the same thing that the end on the other side is going to do. He's going to get your hands, imagine on the end. First thing I want to do, get my hands on the tackle. I don't want him to move. I want to mess up his path because if I mess him up, the linebacker behind me can now make the play. So in order to get to avoid that mess up, again as the right tackle, Take your good inside step, stay low, and work your way up. And to finish this off, the tight end. You're going to be doing the same thing. We don't want you touching the end. So in order to keep rules similar, on the tight end, you're going to step left, but don't engage with him, okay? You're going to work your way up to that linebacker. You're going to end up meeting the right tackle. You're going to be kind of comboing that backer. We want to leave this guy on an island because if I'm that end, that's going to be trapped. If I take my step and both guys go somewhere else, I'm going to be looking where to go. The trapping guard is going to get me and blow me off my butt. That's the whole point of the play. We want to clear out that space. If I'm the ball carrier, this hand is the center and the right guard. This hand is the right tackle and tight end. We want to clear out that space so that we can just have the ball carrier walk right through. That is trap right versus an odd front.
Okay, so right there you just saw Coach explain the tackle and tight end. All right, because this is an odd front, right? This I don't think either one of us mentioned this yet. This would be a long call. All right, so long, because the trapper has to go a little bit longer. Normally we trap the 3, which you're going to see momentarily. But because of that, we cannot touch this guy. Whoever is getting trapped, you cannot touch at the line of scrimmage unless you're the trapper, okay? So right tackle, you're taking that inside path that Coach mentioned. You're basically just dipping, ripping up to the next level. You're looking for the Mike backer most of the time. And our tight end, ideally we can't release inside of a 4, obviously. But if let's say this guy is on you in a 6, then yeah, you can release inside of him, okay? But tight end, you're just going to the next level. You're trying to block play side backer. Yeah, and if we go down here just to look at our rules, it's everything we've talked about, right? Tight end, backer, technique, dip and rip, up inside, up to the next level. Right tackle, so right here, first backer from center, all right? So that would be first backer from center. That's probably most likely the Mike linebacker, right? Technique, dip and rip inside, up to the next level. Right guard, center, post to combo versus odd, right? We're going to get to what you do against even in a second. Left guard, you're the trap man, right? Trap first, down lineman, past the center. So the nose is on the center. He's not past the center. Right? If there was a 2 or a 3 or a 4i or 5, those would be the guys. Whoever is the first guy past the center. And then this is a term you need to be familiar with. If you're not scoop, backside tackle, you're scooping up through the B. Okay, that's the same on both versus even and odd. All right, so let's go to even now. All right, so 24 trap versus an even front. First center, your responsibility. You come to the line of scrimmage. Okay, I don't have a 0. I got a 1 and a 3, and it's even. You got to make the call and make sure everyone knows. This tells the trapper, okay, this is a traditional trap. We want to trap 3 techniques. Okay, this is a lot of times we might even flip the play at the line of scrimmage, but this is the guy we usually want to trap. All right. So now let's take a look at the steps. Coach Griff is going to show us how to go through them again.
All right, next I'm going to break down 24 traps with trap to the right, but against now an even front. So that's 4-man down. You have a 5, a 1, a 3, and then a 5. Whenever we run trap against an even front, we want to run trap to the 3. That means we want to trap the 3 technique. We want to blow that 3 technique off his butt. We want to make sure he doesn't know that we're coming. It's too hard to run trap to the 1 because it's too tight. It'll be too hard to run the ball. So I'm going to quickly walk through the same steps that I showed before against odd front. The majority of these steps are going to stay the same. Rules don't really change too much. All right, make sure you are always looking at your rules on huddle. Listen to what Swain went over. I may not use 100% the correct terminology, but I'm going to do my best in order to use the correct words and show you the correct steps. So if I'm the left tackle, we're going to run 924 trap. I'm the left tackle, I'm on the back side. I have the same rules. I am scooping up to the linebacker. Remember that if we were running trap to the right, the ball's being ran through the right side, this guy, in theory, should make no difference in the play. Because he's not important, we don't really need to block him. So if I'm the left tackle, I'm set up. All right, ball is snapped. step, again, dip and rip up, and you want to hit the linebacker you see. More than likely, it's going to be that linebacker on the left, the Will, or the same, whatever. It's going to be that outside linebacker coming in. So make sure you take a good inside step. All right, you're inside, vertical, and horizontal at the same time. You are up and ripping and scooping. Ideally, when you scoop, if you can grab grass, you're doing the best scoop you can. What I mean is, when you take your scoop step, one, notice how my hand is scraping the ground. If you are grabbing grass, that means you are low enough. The guy should not be able to push you off your center of gravity. If you scoop like this, he's going to be able to push you into the play. So you really need to get as low as you can. That's why we work on our flexibility a lot. So make sure kind of keep in your head, when you scoop, you want to grab the grass.
All right, as Coach just mentioned, left tackle or backside tackle, you were scooping up through the B. Well, one thing I want to mention is that the end, okay, if he comes outside, then who cares? He's out of the play. Remember, the ball is coming through the A or B in trap, okay, on the opposite side. However, if this end wants to come through your B gap, you must take care of him. He becomes your guy. So scoop is just like a path. You're gonna just dip and rip, boom, and go. If this guy presents himself, take him. If he goes outside, leave him. All right, let's take a look at the trapper now, the backside guard.
Up, you're gonna go work. Left guard in an even front. Left guard, you're gonna have like a one technique. All right, so he's gonna be kind of more on the center. He's gonna be on your inside, but if I'm the center, he's gonna be right here on me. All right, so my left shoulder. If I'm the left guard, just like before, you're gonna step through the center's heels. So I demonstrated it this way. If this is the center, all right, the ladder is the center. I'm the guard. Ball snapped right through where he was. You don't want to widen it, and you don't want to go too inside. The reason you don't widen it, if the ball is snapped and you widen your steps, you're going to be running into the ball carrier. Ball carrier's coming right here. If you step too much inside, you try to go upfield too much, you're going to miss the guy you're supposed to block. In order to do as best as possible, you want to replace where the center was. So the ball snapped, replace, right? You go right down the line. You're going to be taking a perfect angle. Swain drew it up pretty well on huddle. It's a little rounded, but you really want to cut through. You want to make that square, that center square, you want to cut right through and make two triangles. You want to cut right through that and get to the three technique. When you are blocking, when you're trapping, this is something I should have said before. If I'm on my trajectory and I'm angle blocking, I'm going to trap the guy, you want to get your head on his inside so that way he can't kind of work around you. All right? So you really want to bury yourself into him. So you take your steps. Yeah, you want your head right here across him so that way he can't cross your body. He could try to swim over you, but when your head's inside of him, it's really hard. If your head's on the other side, he can just throw you away. So you want your head inside of him at all times. You want to get yourself in there tight and just run your feet. Run him till you can't run him anymore. It's a perfect block because as he's coming off the ball, he's going to try to do some move, either swim or a rip. But if you catch him in the right angle, you're going to take him. These are bread and butter plays. These are perfect plays for you guards because you're going to get all the glory. You're going to be throwing this guy on his butt. He's going to have no idea you're coming. If I'm the center in an even front, I have that one tech on my left. I'll call it the front even. I have a one, so I'm just going to base block, post step, base block. Take your left step, drive him up. All right? You don't have to get him 3-4 feet. It would be perfect if you could. If you don't, it's not the end of the world. But you do need to get him at least 2 feet off the ball. You got to get him somewhere out of the way. You got to get him up. And you, if worst case scenario, you want him up, and you want to turn your hips to the ball. Because that way you want to be able to block him as the ball carrier is going. You don't want to have him turn into the play for obvious reasons. He'll break off you and make the play. So we want you inside of him and turn your hips, all right? Ideally drive him, but if you can't get a full drive, it's okay to turn and put your butt to the play. If I'm the right...
All right, so coach just did a nice job explaining backside guard, the trapper, and center. All right, this is where it gets different than versus the odd front. In an even front, you are now we call this like a back block. Okay, you're basically just down blocking this kid. You're coming at a bit of an angle, so you should be able to get movement from him. All right, again, center, you have on trap, you have a really important job. You have to get movement. If you don't get movement on the nose, either versus even or odd, then the trapper can't come through you, right? And the play is going to get blown up in the backfield. So back block, drive him out, right? Like coach mentioned as well, you could turn your hips a little bit. You got it, but you have to really realistically move him about 2 yards at minimum.
If I'm the right guard, right? I have the 3 technique right here. This is the guy we're trapping. Do we touch him? No. So you're going to take a good strong step with your inside leg, your left leg, okay? And you're going to work up to linebacker. You'll more than likely be getting the mic. The mic should be coming down. If the one technique plays games with the center and he tries to rip across his face, you'll be there in order to hit and block. So we have the 3 tech here. I'll say 3-3-3. That alerts everybody, okay, I have a 3 technique. It's an even front. We're trapping this guy. You're in your stance. Set, go. You take your step, rip inside, rip up, all right, and work right up to the linebacker. The reason these steps are so important is because you'll be ready to take anything. If that backer blitzes, all right, okay, he's in your face, you're already ready to go, you're here. If this guy tries to rip across your face, taking the proper step, you already have the leverage on him. If the one technique, like I said before, tries to play a game and come across the center's face, you take your left step, you're right there ready to go. You can't step with your back foot because you'll be behind yourself, you'll be tripping. You gotta take that left step first, dip, up, and work. And remember, when you take your step, grab the grass, get as low as you can. You may have to turn your shoulders a little bit, it's okay. The lower you can get, the better. A lot of you guys throughout the years, especially as games goes on, your steps go from pretty good to just standing and you're lumbering. If you get messed up by that 3 technique, you're going to be the guy getting trapped. It's going to hurt a lot worse. So you really got to get out of the way. Wrapping this up, right tackle. The 3 technique is on the guard. You have a 5 tech on your outside. So on the right tackle. All right. This 5 technique isn't really involved in the play. In a perfect world, in a world in which this play is done well, the 3 technique that's being trapped is going to be blocked into the 5 technique. If this 5 technique is causing a lot of problems, we'll make adjustments, we'll block him, but for now, right tackle, you're going to ignore him, all right? You're going to kind of just, you have your 3, you have your 5, the ball is snapped, you're going to step with your left foot, you're going to try and kind of dip and rip under this guy and just work up to the linebacker, okay? If he comes across your face, block him. If he goes away from you, that's fine, just block. Get the linebacker, and then 5 technique.
All right, so what coach is saying right there, if you are the right tackle and the tight end, your responsibility is to get to backer, okay? We are never, ever touching the man getting trapped, all right? So the 3 technique must remain untouched. So in this instance, you're going to have to release outside, okay? In the previous instance, when we looked at odd front, he released inside, all right? So that sort of depends on where the defense is lined up. But right here, path would take you up to middle backer, and tight end, you're releasing inside, right? You're going to try to get inside of this end if you can. If you can't, then just you can take the outside path. What's going to happen is, what coach was saying is, this tackle is going to get driven outside. He's going to get driven into the end, or the end might just fly upfield and take himself out of the play anyway. Okay, so we don't really necessarily need to put hands on this kid. If he does become a threat, though, this could always turn into a combo, as coach said.
A tight end, okay, as far right as you can get. I have this 5 technique in front of me. You're never going to get across his face. It's not going to happen. So what Swain and I would prefer you do, you have the 5 technique, he's going to get washed away with the trap block, okay? Instead of stepping with your left foot, you'll step with your right foot and you're going to work up. You're going to just kind of olay him. So you step with your right foot, dip and rip across, and work up to the linebacker that's there. More than likely, tight end as you rip up, right tackle as you rip up, you're gonna end up kind of meeting and sandwiching and then blocking that linebacker together. All right, so that's great. Again, if this 5 technique is causing issues, what Swain and I can do, we'll figure out a call for it. We may have the tight end and the right tackle end up blocking this guy together up to a linebacker. That way we just clear out the space and we really leave room for the guy to be trapped and for the running back to make a play. But that's going to be a during the game time decision, throughout camp decision. We got to see how it works. But for now, as a quick reminder, right tackle, the 5 technique, we're going to ignore him, right? You take a good scoop step up, and you're looking for the linebacker, the first immediate threat you see. Tight end, same thing, or similar. You have your 5 technique, you're going to have an outside release. So you can come up with a call for that in order to remember it. I don't know, camping, that's outdoors, outside, tent, outdoors, something like that. You're going to step with your right foot. Because if you step with your left, you'll be going right into them. Step with your right foot, okay? And work your way up and get the linebacker. One last thing, I said it already twice, but one last reminder. If that 5 technique is causing us issues in the even front, we will come up with calls in order to block him so that we can clear out the space needed. But that's going to be a game time decision against who we're playing, who we're using for linemen, and how it all works.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for 24 trap. If we look at our install, though, you can see a trap 26 trap is also in there. We're not going to go through that just because it'll take too long. But you can see it's the same. It's the same concept. It's just all in reverse. Okay, so backside tackle scooper, right guard trapper, center. You are comboing. Okay, or if it's an even, you're back blocking. Guard odd comboing. Even. You are up to backer. Left tackle up to backer. Never ever touch the man being trapped. And tight end up to backer. So it's pretty similar, just slightly different. Guys, the last thing I want to mention is you gotta make use of the videos, right? I'll have this one up on Classroom soon, but it's such a great tool. You please pause, rewind. If you don't understand something, watch it again. All right, this is a tremendous learning tool. We expect to be ahead of the game when we start camp up finally. As always, if you have any questions, reach out to Coach Griff or I, linemen specifically. Skill players, reach out to Coach Dan or Coach Mulligan. All right, have a nice one.